Hi, my name is Isa and I'm doing this exhibition right now for Mischiefs as a takeover for 1 week in Stockholm at Linnégatan. And my name is Isa Andersson. I'm 30 years old and I'm taught designer, industrial designer, but I work as an artist. So I'm gonna take you on a small tour right now here. Welcome. So usually in my art, I work with borders, with limitations. I work with norms in different senses, but often in a quite clear or extreme way that's been mixed in two parts in one. And what you can see here is a cone called caution, made from glass. And all the objects in the exhibition is somehow design objects. So you will see the cone, you will see a rope, you will see a key, and those are all design pieces somehow. They are made from design, but I've made it into a reflection of it and art and how it makes you move in a certain way in a certain room. So for instance, the cone here have already codes about that it's going to stop you, but what happens when it don't? And it's totally invisible. Yeah, you can continue walking here. This is also a work in the same narrative as the cones. This is supposed to be a structure that you are about to do construction work upon, and you can stop someone or you can put a tabletop on it and do construction work. This is a piece made from sand-casted clear glass, so it's also a different way, but it always reflects other things in the room, the clear glass. And I think it's really nice in this room too. It's really, really big, and there's a lot of space to work with and from, and a lot of limitations that needs to be shown and hidden off from. This is also nice with this exhibition space because you can see almost the whole exhibition from the window, and that was my thought also, to work really much outside and inside and outside, especially with today's situation and how I can work with this. So this is also a sound piece in this exhibition made with me and Mischiefs that is reflected through a airport traveling sound, something that we can't pass through right now in society, in life, and who are allowed to miss it, and what privileges in travel do we have. We go here. This is a piece called VIP. It's steel, it's clear glass. This is one of my first things that I did actually. And this is also reflections from what I talked about earlier, who is welcome in, who is the very important person, who is allowed to be in these types of spaces. How do they look? Who is the one that's inviting? Who is the one that is allowed to open these borders and walls? And what type of power structures happens in these rooms and in these pieces. There's also been some reflections about my glass work that I heard from people about the glass ceiling. That's like feminine, female expression about what type of body you're in. You can't reach to a certain level in a career or whatever you want to reach, because it's just something transparent. You can't really see it, you can't really grasp it, but will never take you to the top position wherever you want to go in life. So I think that's a nice reflection through the material. We can go over here. So this is also nice that I could work with the room here and what's happened with different things when I move them here. These are reflections of how could I banally take these colors and put them on something really, really easy to reflect the same thing. I think this is out from traveling, when I've been seeing really banal stuff, just painting your like trees or whatever to like make you follow the path, and you take something from the nature and just say stop with it, because humans are coded with these colors to not follow them. And also a visitor under the exhibition here told me that there's something powerful with these stones too, because I made them from my body and my hands, and they are all like, you can pick them up, you can just throw them away if you want. So there's something also quite aggressive and always like humoristic. I do work a lot with humor, even though everything I talk about is really super serious and quite heavy. I do it in a humoristic way. Maybe it's just like grab it on and like handle those things. So we can go over here. So this is two opposites that I usually work with, two extremes, and then I put it in one piece. So here I worked with seeing defense and survival, and I was watching people and asked them, how do you survive? How do you defend yourself? And I found out through my research, because I'm from a design field and I use these way of researching through my methods and talk a lot with people, and I ask about how do they defend themselves, like on their way home from the bus. And a lot of girls put the keys between their knuckles and are prepared for anything, whoever walks behind them. And then I asked guys how they say their key and what codes they have loaded with the key, and they said that it's like a symbol for a home and security. And I think this is sadly but also really interesting. And if you look to statistic about domestic violence, it's the most common violence in our society today. So I think it's sad but also important to talk about. So I did it through this piece here. And these are really, really angry, but also at the same time cute and decorative, because I think it's important that I should have these objects myself. So it's a lot of me in everything I do. I'm going to talk about the lace here. Because when I've been invited here to Mischiefs from Paula and to do something here, I just made a small exploration with the lace before, and I had an idea how I want to expand it in the room that I was in here. So I'm going to explain a bit to you about the lace here. I was looking into some sort of material that can be super sexy, super feminine, super caring, super soft, super decorative, and at the same time could say the total opposite. Like, I don't want you here, go away, security, power, yeah, these types of stuff. So then I found out about this material, and I was watching female underwears. And I see this material as really female because you can find many men's underwear in these types of material. So I see this as a bodily wrapping paper, and of course I want to be a gift, but like, who can I be a gift to? Can I be to myself, and how can I maybe reclaim the lace and say what I want with it? And I want to say, yeah, here, yes, and sometimes no. So we can just go on a tour through it. And to some people in this exhibition, they tell me that they pass this and brings their minds to travel, it brings their minds to standing in line, it brings their mind to construction, also to Corona, what happens now, what's your limitations, and how does it limitate you in a room, and this frustration of just like zigzagging your way forward, where you can just like walk on the left side straight. Yeah, so I have one more piece here. And this is the pillow pillar. Yeah, and it's just made from stacked pillows. And it's a lot of like also survival in this, because I'm making a barrier, and a lot of my stuff is about surviving and survival. But this is mostly like the princess on the I don't know what to say, but you know the fairy tale about the princess who has a pea all over it, and it's just put something on a pedestal. And is also a story about balance and softness at the same time as surviving. Thank you so much for me.